ladies and gentlemen, to a special non-Halloween Everyday Black Man podcast. We are joined again by our friend Lauren. So, let's start the show.
Nigga, I'm disappointed.
Man, this week I am super disappointed in the uncompetitive woman and low value man. You thought I was going to say Professor Black Truth, but I mean, I know who he is, so I mean, it can't really be disappointing in someone where you know how far you can throw them. But in 2020, he believes that women. Go ahead.
Oh, you know how Black Truth be. I want you.
I mean, it's true.
Call into his radio show.
I mean, if I'm calling to this radio show, it's just going to be an argument between me and him. But I would maybe be beneficial for one of us. Make sure to call out the podcast. But year of the uncompetitive woman, Professor Black Truth is saying that women are relying on bad mentors, excelling at the things that don't matter, having feelings of entitlement, trying to take shortcuts, failing at the things that do matter. They are lazy. She's given up on herself, and she thinks her looks are everything. And for
Who says this?
Professor Black Truth, he believes this is why many women are uncompetitive. Whereas he believes for men that are low value, because no one wants a low value man. Sorry, you need to be a high value man. But they have mediocre results. They're emotionally excessive, light skinned people looking at you. Emotionally limited, dark skinned people looking at you. Unproductive spending, niggas who smoke a lot of weed looking at you. Unambitious. They got mommy issues. Niggas who depend on their mommy like they daddy, definitely looking at you. They have a lot of weight gain. A lot of niggas looking at us. And failure. They just don't succeed at things. The low value man thing, I 100% agree with this thing. And that's because, as men, we're supposed to be the architects of our own everything. You're not supposed to depend on a woman for literally anything. Women should be accessories to your lives, not anything greater than that. Because if a woman is in the driver's seat, you're not a man. You're a bag. You're a man purse, but not a man. A man should be driving in all aspects and all areas of his life. And he should hopefully have enough bandwidth to be able to pour into other people's cups. But you should be driving in everything. And if you're a man and you have a problem with the statement that I just made, you're low value and you got to deal with that. As far as the uncompetitive women thing, I mean, I don't agree as much with relying on bad mentors, only because
that's the one I knew. Say, hell yeah,
exactly.
The thing
I know you were going to agree with that, but for me, go ahead.
Like terrible.
But a lot of men and women both have bad mentors. I don't think this is a woman-specific thing. Now, as far as excelling at what doesn't matter, I was 50-50 on that one because I can kind of see him saying, oh, you excel at taking college degrees? Great. But you got a degree in radiology and you're a fucking cleric. What are you going to do with that? Like, it's great, but you don't have a degree in the thing that you do.
Like, they think these degrees are the end goal and it's going to help them get a good man as far as being attractive. But honestly, like, most men don't care. Like, there's just, if you're a high value man, you're not going to care how successful she is. It matters to some degree, but not really. Like, not. It's not going to be it's not going to be very high on that man's list. Because don't know, man.
Well, it depends. It depends. Because the thing that Professor Black Truth conveniently left out. Go ahead.
You don't want no broke bitch, but you don't care about she got 20 degrees and a master's and she's not doing that.
Whoa. I'm not saying 20 degrees matter, but a woman being educated does matter depending on what circles that you're going to be brushing arms with. If I'm dating a woman who doesn't have a degree and I go to one of my company events, I can't take you because everybody here has at least a master's degree or is in a really competitive field where they're doing things. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is when you go to higher end events. It does matter what you do for a living and whether you have a degree or not. But I mean, if you're just a guy who just wants to be a millionaire, then yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter what she has because you just make your money. But if you're trying to get into politics or you're trying to get into the upper echelon of executive work, you need a woman with a degree. And that's just the reality of it.
That's true, bro, because if she's a stay-at-home mom, that's a whole nother value. Like, there's a lot of things it just depends on that's what I'm telling you is that's not as high as you think it is, even with those, because those women are what you calling them accessories. They're not the reason that they're there. Like she's not there because she's intelligent, and that's just the truth of it. Just like
I
he,
mean, for regular people, I think you're right. But I'm saying, depending on what circles a man is going into or is part of, her having a degree does matter because he's making it seem like I mean, obviously, having useless degrees doesn't matter at all. We'll throw that on the table right now. Like, I'm sorry, if you got a degree in zoology, unless you are
bro, my
becoming
degree is valid.
But mind you, I mean, I have a degree, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not even using it. But we can point out President Trump and his wife. Does she
Melania,
have a degree?
yeah, and being a hoe. I mean,
So
look, I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
what I'm saying is like it matters and then it doesn't matter.
Correct. Yeah, that's the hardest thing. We're there, but I just think the average man ain't looking at no woman like, oh, she's so smart, she's educated. I like her because of those things. It was how she looked. Like,
I mean,
Right.
if we're gonna be totally honest, Ari, the average man is low value, so it doesn't matter what he's looking at.
yeah, but the average woman is too. So this is a whole different argument.
Nah,
I wouldn't even say that because it's like black women are like the highest as far as like,
education.
entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
education,
That's
just
not true.
really just
No, that
making
is
like
true, but they still
it
getting
is
fooled by
true.
You said,
niggas who didn't graduate high school.
you said
Right. Well, I think that has a lot to do with like people like wanting a man or needing a man, you know? And it's like I'll go down my timeline and I'll see people and every day they're just talking about, "Oh, I want love. I want this. I want that." I'm like, "Man,
I
bitch,
would
don't
love
you got kids?" You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you just take care of your kids and stop being desperate,
Well,
you know?
because she failed at that one thing, and the problem is, as Thanos said, your failure is the thing that you could not escape. You could not run away from. You wanted to change. Like a lot of people are addicted to love because they got it wrong the first time, and they got all these, as R. Reed likes to say, fuck trophies that are just sitting in their face, reminding them of how they failed, and now they want to change and do things better. And it's like, shawty, don't work like that.
like I wish a bitch would like hear me Cardi B quotes, bro. That's you relying on bad mentors. Cardi B, I keep telling them like she is what she is, but she is not the average success story that you should be looking at. That is not the journey you want. And I'd be like, I always ask women when they come to these quote unquote bad mentors like Cardi B. I'm sorry, I'm calling her out. It is what it is. Would you want Cardi B to be your daughter?
Mm.
A lot of these women would.
Shit, then I don't want that woman.
I mean, I think again, that's why I'm saying that we have to step back from this whole thing of the women are relying on bad mentors because that is a societal problem and oftentimes a black problem is that we value things that are built on quick fun as opposed to long-term enjoyment.
Like that dope boy,
And
boy in the hood.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Like
my OG. I'm like, what the hell that nigga got to teach you, bro? He's still in the hood. Fuck you, man.
exactly, he's still in the trap with you.
But
Yeah,
he
but I think when it comes to Cardi B, it's just like her journey was different, you know. But as far as like people looking up to like celebrities and musical artists and stuff like that, I don't think that that should be your first person to look up to. I think the first person that you should look up to is the person that has helped you in your community become a better person, regardless, or that person that you meet. Like I have plenty of people that tell me like, yo, like I like following you. I love following you. Like you're a good mentor, you're a good leader. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be like somebody of specific status, when it comes to mentorship and things like that. I mean, she's a role model regardless because of where she is as far as like in the spotlight and things like that. But I don't think that it should all just be like, she's a shitty ass person. She is who
whoa,
she
whoa,
is.
whoa. I never said that. I
Yeah.
never go back. I just said she's not a good mentor for my daughter. I wouldn't want my daughter looking at Cardi B. I don't like the way she acts. I don't.
I would go a step forward from what you're going. So this is me out on a limb by myself. I would say she is not a good role model, but she
No,
is an individual who's allowed to not be a good role model because Cardi B never stood up and told people, "Hey, I'm going to be the mentor for all your daughters. I want all your
Right.
daughters to do the same thing as me." So
Right.
I think that point needs to be said because oftentimes people will equate, oh, well, she shouldn't be. Cardi B, if she wants to go suck every dick on the planet, that is between her and those men or trans men. That's
Or her
between
husband,
them.
Oh Lord.
or her
That's
husband.
not. No, no, she was in the process of getting divorced. I mean, I know she got back with him, but I'm just saying, like, that would be between those people. And I guess Offset does have some competing interests because, I mean, they do have a daughter together. So he should at least be allowed to watch, I guess. I don't know. But at the same time, we need to, as a society, change from having all these different problems. And that's
I
something
think
that we're not going to be able to do. Go ahead.
that was a big problem in the '90s where people would look up to NFL football players and all that kind of stuff. Or you remember they used to talk about like they're role models. And I used to be like, these niggas just play with a ball. I don't get it. I don't look at none of these niggas. Like I don't, like even Michael Jordan, all them niggas. Like I ain't look up to them niggas. I don't give a fuck about them niggas. They're grown
Like
men.
Michael Jordan would throw you away if he could get another ring. Literally throw you away.
I mean, I think there's aspects of him that people may look at it as a role model. Like people try to say LeBron's a role model. He ain't never got in trouble. He ain't never did nothing. But he's so fake as fuck to me, bro. He's fake as fuck, and you can see it. He's just
I
fake as.
mean, yeah, yes, LeBron does have some issues with authenticity. But at the same time, I think LeBron is closer to being a mentor because he's expressed wanting to be one. Whereas with Cardi
Everybody,
B,
a common thing with him, they say he a good parent, and I'd be like, how do y'all know that? Y'all don't fucking know that. Y'all don't fucking know that because he's there. Like, is that the bare minimum? Because last
I mean,
week,
for men, nigga, you know the answer is that is the bare
black
minimum.
man. And then they were
Yes.
like he's a good father. Well, his son is so he's such a good father. His son was on the internet smoking bud. Like I wish my nigga, I'm fucking rich. I wish you would. Hey, I'm a damn near billionaire. Yo, put your dumb ass on the internet smoking weed while I'm in this bubble. I will come home and whip that nigga ass so bad. I wish you would. Like, bro, you
I
fuck,
would.
you smoke weed. Like, nigga, you put yourself on the internet smoking weed. Oh, they buried that story though. It's up there though.
Well, no, they didn't bury it. It was right there for everyone to see.
I mean, when I
It's
say
just
about it.
oh yeah, you mean not talk about it? Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's just good. That's just good. Good PR right there. Ignore it, and don't give it flame. But at the same time, you gotta really step and look at kind of what LeBron has done for his self more so than anything else, because people are trying to like equate LeBron to being like, oh, LeBron is this,
Bro,
LeBron is
his
that.
mom
It's like,
crackhead, bro. He came from these streets. Like that nigga has come up. Don't get it wrong. His mom was a crackhead, and and the nigga as a grown up, she was fucking his teammate. Like the nigga done went through some shit, and he's still decent. I just don't think I don't think I don't think he carries the mantle like he should. But the way he's not genuine in it, like who he is and who he's portrayed to be, are two different things, and you can tell it comes out sometimes, and that's the problem. Like he's just a nigga.
but let's go ahead and go back into the subject. So we're gonna change here to the next topic, which is nigga, I'm so proud for the week, and that is a black man who did not let a woman bring up that feminist argument they have to date down, and instead he called her on her BS. So a reporter was doing a story for her station, and she was like, women are having to date down. This is a sentiment that me and a lot of my girlfriends feel, and other women are also saying as well. And then a black guy was like, tell me more. So she basically goes into how she feels that women have to date down, and we've got all these degrees, and we're making all this money, and we're doing all these things, but we have to do all this other stuff. And so the black guy basically was like, hold up. So you're saying you make more money than men, right? And she was like, yeah. And you want men to still take you out? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, either A, you want men to be chivalrous. I don't want to go back to being a housewife and all these other things. So it's like, oh, well, then what do you want? You can't have it both ways. Either
Why?
you want, because you can't. You literally can't
Why?
have it. You can't. You literally can't. If I am a high value man who has a ton of money who does shivers things, I'm not going to want a woman who responds to the same thing as that. I'm not going to want to date a woman who also wants all the benefits of feminism. You get one or the other. That's just the way that it goes. You either get conservatism or you get liberalism. You can try that stuff in the middle, but for the most part, all things fall into one camp or the other. If you want to be a liberal,
Okay.
you got
At
to
home.
abide by liberal rules. If you want to be
I,
conservative, you abide by conservative rules.
I don't know, because it's like when it okay, first off, I'm gonna just be honest or whatever, and my dude knows this or whatever, but I would never date down. You know what I'm saying? I would never date somebody that I feel like didn't have quote unquote potential, you know? So if it is somebody that quote unquote doesn't have the money yet, they have the mindset, you know? But when it comes to somebody saying like, "Oh, we have to date down and we don't have a choice," you do have a choice. You stay single until God sends you, or whoever you believe in sends you the person that you need to be with.
You know why?
Atheists, they don't believe in nobody. So ain't nobody sending them nobody.
You want to know why women date down?
I ain't
And
doing that shit.
you want to know why they do it though?
Because they don't want to be alone.
No, it's because they don't have to be held accountable.
Mm,
Remember,
okay.
Well, that's another part. But hit the second part that you had, Lauren.
As far as
You were saying that you want to mix elements of conservatism and liberalism, and
oh,
who is liberally social and fiscally conservative, I am wondering how this works, because people try to all the time mix the two, and they get mad when somebody's like, "I'm a conservative billionaire. Why would I date a woman who's not going to be arm candy, who's going to shut up and let me talk to all the important people? Like, why would I want you to be involved in this when I can have any woman and take care of any woman in the world? Why would I want to date you if you
right,
can't play the game?" Like, trophy wives exist for a reason. They're called trophy
right,
wives because men want a piece of arm candy while they go to their really, basically the ball on their really rich friends. I mean, you could
right,
say, but I have all these degrees and I have all these other things. Yes. And there's a lot of escorts who have 20 degrees who shut their mouths, get paid their millions of dollars, and then go retire after 5 years of hanging out with rich guys and do what they really want to do. You over here wanting to have it your
right.
way, and you're gonna have a lifetime of having it your way on the small things, but on none of the big ones.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I see that point, but it was just like the little thing that you said as far as just like, oh yeah, I mean, I want to, yeah, I make money, but I still want somebody to take me out. I still want to feel like a woman. Like, are you saying that that's not possible? Because it is.
Not that it's not possible, because there's plenty of guys who'll do it. But
Yeah.
once you get to a certain bracket, it's like either
So
you
are you
playing
saying?
conservatism or you playing liberalism.
So
Like,
are you
we
saying,
don't switch
okay,
back and forth.
I make more money than you, right? So are
Hmm.
you saying like the person that I date shouldn't I should pay because I make more money than him?
yes.
If you're believing in feminism, yes, because feminism is about equality. If you want a man to pay for you want chivalry, then what you want is a conservative type of guy. And there's avenues for that. But those conservative guys are also going to want you to dress modestly, do certain other things that you probably are not going to want to do, and those two things don't mix. So if you're saying that you're a feminist, and this isn't a personal attack on you, Lauren, because you haven't said either way who you are, and I don't make no assumptions. Let people in time reveal all things. But if you say that you're a feminist, then that means that you're saying, "Hey, I'm open to paying for things. I'm open to going Dutch, or I'm open to paying for my man," because that's what feminism is about. Equality means equality in all aspects. The good ones, such as, "Hey, let's go ahead and get paid for, and let's go ahead and get flew out, and let's go ahead and get equal jobs, and let's go ahead and get equal pay." But it also means the bad ones, like, I got to pay for dates, I gotta pay for all these other things where it's like, I feel like a man should do this, or I gotta meet a man 50-50. Because that was a whole argument this week on Twitter where a woman got super mad because people were like, "You live with a dude?" She was like, "Yeah." "And y'all both make money?" She was like, "Yeah." "So why don't you
No,
want to pay 50% of the rent?" She was like, "Because I feel like it's a man's job." It's like, whoa,
it
hold on
is.
there.
Well,
Hold
you
on
can
there.
have both ways.
If it's a man's job to pay, then it's your job in the 50s to suck, fuck, and cook. And a lot of y'all don't like doing the sucking, the fucking, and the cooking. So if we gonna do 1950s, you gotta do 1950s the whole way around. And that's the part where women are like, "Oh no, no, I'm like, I mean, you can have it 1950s, but you don't want that. And frankly, I don't want that either. Because if I wanted a fucking sucking cooking robot, there are plenty of young Asian women who will do that right now for a minimal fee. But at the same time,
Wow.
and not to I'm just saying, there's a reason why we have quote unquote yacht girls and these other things. And I know I'm being more aggressive because Armstead isn't here to balance it out. But there's a market for there's a market for all these things that people want.
No,
So
this is
it's I mean that's
Well,
true.
look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If because I've been in a relationship for like 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. It's been 5 years. It's been a long ass time. But um,
Congratulations. I didn't make it that long.
why you ain't got no
I
ring yet?
know, huh?
Why you ain't got no ring yet?
I mean, he want to get. Okay, we're not even gonna go into that or
Okay.
whatever.
And 5 years long
That
ass.
that 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 no, that told you everything you need to know, Ari. That told you everything you already need to know.
Yeah,
It's not him, it's her. And we can move forward from there.
That's a long ass time, bro. I guess because I'm older. I guess I did do one for 9 years, and I was like, I really,
I know.
I just
yeah,
But you were young and dumb. That's
but
very different.
even right now with like COVID and stuff like that, we couldn't even have the wedding that we wanted to have anyway. He
you
said
want
his side
to be
was gonna have like 500 people, and I'm like, I don't even know 500 people. So
I mean, it depends. Is he African?
no, he's Jamaican.
Oh, same difference. Same difference. Same difference. Jamaica was just one of the first stops for Africans. But no, Jamaicans, that's how Jamaican, like, so full disclosure for you, Lauren, is that I just got out of a relationship with a Jamaican woman. And yeah, that was
Ooh,
one of the big
told
things
the
is,
world. He just told
yeah,
them.
so you already know.
yeah, I already know. They are very big on family. So a Jamaican person
Right,
having a 500-person wedding does not surprise me.
right,
Um, so that's cool. And if y'all decide to go down that road, that's fine. I don't think anyone should rush into marriage because we have plenty of evidence to show that when people do, it doesn't go well. So if
right,
you're not feeling it right now, please don't get married. Don't do it to appease no man. And I wouldn't tell him to marry you if he wasn't feeling it, because I'm just
right.
giving people all the game that I've acquired from this thing. And yes, I did reveal that I ended my engagement. But I might be married in another 2 months. I don't know. It just depends on how it goes.
Hope you don't listen to the podcast.
But what I was saying before we like kind of like went off was it's like in our relationship, it's like if I'm like, hey, let's go here, if I'm saying like, hey, let's do this, or it's like I am saying like I'm most likely gonna pay for it. And what happens is what I've been seeing on Twitter is like men will ask a woman to do something, and then when the bill comes, it's just like, oh, I thought we was not. Oh, I'm not. I'm going to pay for my half or whatever. What the fuck? You
It's the
asked
first thing.
me.
I mean, no, you're right, but that's low value men behavior. And those women, again, the thing that R. Reed, I don't think went far enough on. So me putting on full conservative brother hat, just full conservative Riker, is that a lot of these women are mess with these guys because they fuck well and they're willing to overlook everything until they get to that point where they mad at them and they've got another person who may be able to meet them on the dick job. And they're like, well, what I have you here for? You ain't never paying for nothing. You ain't never doing this. And then like you see that breakout on Twitter where it's like, but baby
Yeah.
girl, this all is on you. You are the one who chooses who you date. You didn't get
Right.
nobody is forcing you with a gun to date this man in the first world. Now, if you're in the third
Right.
world, you are 100% right, and I hope you escape. But
But
we're in
remember,
America or the West, and you get to choose. So if you have
You
any
do.
complaints about the dude you with, the complaint should
Leave.
fall back on you. And women hate
Yeah.
that accountability. They hate it. They
okay,
hate it with a
I call it
capital
fallback.
T.
Because like when people say I dated a thug and he was in the streets, that nigga couldn't get right. I'm like, you knew who that nigga was, and now you know
Right.
that you. That everybody gonna be like, he a sorry ass nigga anyway, blah blah blah. But you were in love with him, and that didn't matter. That's because you don't want the
Correct.
accountability to a good man. Never had a woman talk about when she lost a good man, only when she lost a bad one. Niggas always talk about when they lost good girls. Like
Mm-hmm.
songs about it. I rarely hear songs about words my lost a good man. Because you don't care about having a good man. That's just the truth of it. You'd rather have the good dick and the good time every now and then.
You true. You're right. You're right. A lot of people will like to have, or they're fine with dating people in the beginning because it's easy then, it's most passionate then. But when it gets to the longer term part of the relationship, all of a sudden he ain't good enough. And it's like, girl, he ain't been good enough for your quote unquote standards for a long time. But the difference is with men, we are at least transparent with our standards is if she can cook and she can suck and she can fuck, we're willing to overlook a lot of shit. Like, yeah, she a little bit crazy, but every night when I come home, she undoes my belt buckle for me. And there's no feeling as a man quite like a woman undoing your belt buckle for you, because you know what time it is. But people
Oh,
people
you know,
hate people hate that reality.
using Aurora Borealis in Decatur.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. But with women, I get part of it is just society. And I mean, we're moving rapidly towards liberalism. So y'all gonna get to see exactly how much fun it's gonna be when the kind of thing that you were hinting to earlier, RE, does happen, is because it is gonna get to the point where you're gonna have a lot more radical feminists who are gonna be like, trans women aren't women. And it's gonna be like, don't talk to men at all about this. This is y'all's fight. Y'all wanted this fight. This is now on y'all. Have a good time, I
They gonna
guess.
end up alone and at 53 making only fan pages like Lisa Ray. What the
I
fuck?
mean, Lisa
Wait,
Ray. I
Lisa Ray
mean,
got a OnlyFans?
oh
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
she got it
That's
all out.
What she be doing on her OnlyFans?
Right now, just regular nudity, but she gonna upgrade it to other
just
things soon.
Y'all lying.
right
I
on.
don't believe it.
Bro, I
Go
got
look it up right now.
Cause I know
Go look it up right now.
some of these people are like really teasing. They got an OnlyFans, but they post the same thing on their Instagram that they do on their OnlyFans and making thousands of dollars. Cause people are stupid. But I wanted to say this. I don't believe in 50-50 in a
Woo.
relationship.
It is what it is. What you- I don't know what it is. Like what you mean? Sorry, what you mean? Believe in it.
I'm not going to be in a relationship with a man that says 50-50.
I think I agree with that because remember I always said it got to be 51-49. A man should always have this. I think I agree with that.
60-40, dog. 60-40.
At least at bare, I'm talking about if you can't do 50-50, you got to at least try to do 51. If you're
Exactly. You just gotta do 51.
you have
I,
to.
Yeah, it's just as a man, you're supposed to be a provider. You're supposed to be the one who
Right.
has all the stuff together. You're supposed to be the one with the plan. Because I was talking to somebody, they're like, oh, you got all those guns and stuff, and you think da da da. I'm like, yeah, but if the time comes and we need guns, and you come knocking, I mean, what do you have to offer me? Like, I hope you realize every woman is gonna be offering their vagina in a scenario where it's life or death. So you don't have skills enough to be like, I would draft you. Like, I'm just saying, like, vagina's gonna be literally water. It's gonna be everywhere, and no one's going to want it. Dirty water, that is.
Oldest
So
game in the world always comes back in hard times. Yeah, I remember there was
exactly,
back
we
page
do.
back page. Whoop.
Yeah, because the thing that people forgot is that a lot of prostitutes are seasonal. They come in during the summer and during the winter, the times where people feel lots of loneliness and isolation. They ain't out here in the fall and the spring. In the fall and the spring, they having fun. They got kids then. They teachers.
I see
Not
all
to
this.
say all teachers, but I'm just saying there was a teacher who we talked about who had an OnlyFans page, and she got caught, and then she went full time, and she's doing great right now.
Hey, that motherfucker was bad, but her page was boring as fuck.
I mean, her page.
It got better. You didn't tell me it got better. You give me your password.
Yeah, all I know is I just looked I don't know who posted it. I think it was like Baller Alert or the Shade Room or something like that, but they was posting like the top what 20 top 10 or top 20 like people on OnlyFans or whatever. And I hate to say
Mhm.
this or whatever, but I'm really happy that the number one person is a black woman. Like
Those
Who
Black
was
big
number
China?
one?
bad
Black
Who was
China
role
number
is
one?
number
model.
one.
Bad role model.
Yeah, true, true, true.
But they always say, in the sex industry or whatever, they always say that, white women or get more as far as like compared to
You know
black
what?
women
You're
in the
right.
sex industry. So that's
You're
why
right.
I say that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
Lauren, your point is proven. I'm glad that she was number one as well. I hope the next 10 were number one as well. Or sorry, the next 10 that were below her were all black as well. Because that is a pretty big thing. Because I remember when I don't know how the Daily Show got a bunch of those black porn people to be on, but they got on the segment and they were just talking about how how much discrimination they have. So you're right. It is good that the top person is black, and I hope Jay Jordan is doing well. That's just joking.
Because
But
I think I think white men love black women, but a lot of them, although not as much now, they used to be very afraid to talk to them because of
Yeah.
what they know
oh
about
yeah,
them.
not anymore. They love talking to him now. They're like, hey baby, I'm willing to do everything that you think a zaddy should do. I'm willing to what like you get women who just getting that. Like I was just at Kroger and this guy was like, he will pay for everything. He showed me the cash, told me I could take half right now and half when I see him, and I had to
Black
think
men,
about that.
don't you think so?
That word is so cringy, zaddy. Like, I would never call a man that. I just like it's just awkward.
So if a man was gonna pay you $5 billion a year, you're not gonna let him. You're not gonna call him zaddy.
He called
I'm just talking about like realistically. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, for fifty
in my
thousand dollars extra a year, you're not going to call a man zaddy. He doesn't want to
we're
have
not
sex with you.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about as I'm talking about in my relationship.
Okay, okay, all right.
It's
So,
like
so
it's
you're taking the
weird
fifty
to me.
thousand. I mean,
you ain't got it.
look,
We heard it.
I just think it's weird. I think it's like I don't know.
that's not. But that
It's
doesn't even
weird to
scratch the
me.
surface. Like, there's plenty of people who are into rape fantasies, racial
Hmm.
fantasies, pee stuff, baby stuff, daddy, dom, daddy, little girl. Like that doesn't even for me hit like the top 100 of weird things that people are into.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I the word itself to me is just cringy. Zaddy.
I
Like
first time
mean,
it
I
you're
heard
just
right.
it
You're right.
was,
But
what's that guy name, bro? That artist I like. That's the first time I heard it. And what's
Shawn
that?
Mendes? No, I'm
No,
fucking
no,
with you.
no, the black guy. Who sings? Not Trey Songz. Man, what's that dude name? He made that
Not
song.
Party Next Door.
The girl's trying to set me up. That nigga. I think these bitches
Oh,
trying to. I can't
it's
think of.
not
oh
Akon.
Nah, that nigga. Of my bitches in the
um
club.
Ty Dolla $ign.
Dollar Sign. That's the first time I heard it. It was on one of his albums. I love Ty
Oh,
Dolla. By the way, he's the only R&B artist I like nowadays.
Yeah, he's dope.
I didn't get a chance to fully review his album this week either. I mean, I've just listened to a bunch of bits and pieces for the most part, except for the ones that I reviewed
Oh,
earlier.
I just like that he's not no bitch ass nigga. Like he's not your typical R&B old school dude. Like R&B is dead, but
He reminds me of Nate Dogg, you know?
he
Hold up.
he,
Hey.
he got a voice.
Hey,
Because he
man. RIP to Nate Dogg.
like I like this song. It's called Backseat.
Yeah,
By,
Backseat is good, man. Backseat is really good.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, I
But
forgot.
yeah. But getting back to Lisa Ray, part of the reason that she joined is because her explicit video leaked. So she was like, shit, if y'all want this badly, let me go ahead and put this poom poom
Oh,
up for
okay.
sale.
That's her excuse,
She
but
Right.
that's
charges
what it is.
she
Last
charges
time
$20 a month. So I mean, if she just get, you know, 5,000 men to do that, that's a good 10,000 that she can come home with.
You said how much is she charging?
$20.
$20 a month.
Oh, okay.
Because ain't nobody
And she
trying
even got the bundle. She got the bundle 54 for 3 months and 102 for 6 months. And she can just get 10,000 men to sign up for that 6 months. She can have $100,000 in her pocket. I mean, that's good
I
enough to
find
pay off any legal troubles.
I
But
find
I'll
it
say this. A lot of people don't know, but in business, it's like all you need is 1,000 true fans, to make a,
correct.
a supplemental income. So you have 1,000 people that really rock with you. You can, I mean, your income is set.
Hell yeah, y'all come buy
Right.
these shirts. Everyday black man
Hey,
t-shirt.
man. Everyday Black Man t-shirts. We're gonna have mugs. We're gonna have everything coming to everyone very, very soon. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave this topic behind, no matter how spicy and great it was. But definitely, 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 we'll be back on this at another time because I feel like there's a lot that we just began scratching the cover on. In relationships, we
Definitely.
have viscosity. That is another word for MRT. That is mediocre tutorials and reviews. I'm sorry, I did it completely wrong. MTR. Um, but basically, a woman is dating a man who has a few things in life, but he's otherwise broke. He's not poor. He just is broke. Doesn't have, a ton of money, but all his bills are paid. She has everything that one could ask for by 30. She's got a nice retirement account set up. She in the high six figures, going on seven. She got a house. She's got a paid off car. She has, 6 months worth of savings. He wants to move toward a relationship, from their situationship. And while he's doing everything, the woman's like, I'm fine with things are now, the way they
Mm-hmm.
things are now. The question is, can a man without money keep a woman happy in a relationship? And the answer, nigga, is no.
No.
Oh, because that's how they're raised. They're raised different. Like they're raised. That's how they're raised. Like it's just the truth of it. Men can live without money, but women not necessarily. It's just they just want things. Just not.
No, it's not even true. Like when it comes to like even
I'm gonna,
having a family, you have to have money.
I'm gonna ask you. Look, bro. I'm telling you, these white people be raising families. They be having 5 kids in a $40,000 house. You can
Not
make
just
it happen.
white,
I'm
Asians, Hispanic people be living three families in a house until they can buy a second one, and then they
correct.
Right, but
live.
see, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, if the
Nigerians,
minds, if the
Africans.
if the mindset is there, I'm not saying materialistic. I'm just saying like the basic needs of a child. You have to have money to do that.
But I'm
Between
telling
the two
you,
of them, they got money. It's
correct.
just she don't want to. She don't want the fact that she would have to be paying for a lot of things because he gonna do his part. He gonna be a father. He gonna show up. He's not. He's not poor. He's just broke. So he doesn't have a lot of money, but his cash
I
flow's fine.
But why is he broke?
mean,
Because a lot of men live with just
mediocre.
enough to do okay, but not enough to do well. And there's not necessarily a problem with that, but those kind of men really don't shine until they meet someone who wants to live with them. Because two mediocre people together can make a good life. That's the lie
Right,
that we don't talk we or that's the thing that we don't talk about. Which
right.
the truth is, people are like, oh no, I have to have a baller. No, if both of y'all don't have, if both of y'all aren't, increasing in debt every month, and
If
both
y'all
of y'all are paying off all your
okay,
bills.
50K, well, about average 50K, y'all can
Yeah,
live a decent.
exactly. 50K. If both of y'all make 50K, y'all are living a very good life by any standard in the
Definitely,
world. It's only in
definitely.
America that people are like, oh, but what about me not being able to go out and eat out all the time? It's like you don't need to eat out all the time. What is wrong? Why can't you cook? You can't make a meal? Like you don't love your own cooking versus
Remember,
McDonald's?
you're a Birkin, he ain't worth it.
But see, the thing, oh, I you first off, I don't know if she was joking or if she was
Uh,
whatever, but
Birkin, there you go. You saw her? Woo!
I
it
mean,
is.
what's funny is that was Quavo's video, and she over here giving the commands. But we knew who ran that relationship to begin with. Sorry, go ahead, Lauren. Back to you.
I can't, I can't even speak on the relationship because it's just like I think that they're really cute. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Yes,
like a
but it's
lot of
cute
it,
like a puppy, not cute
a,
like you'd want that relationship where you
but
drag
I
your
think
man along.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is just like, like I haven't watched her YouTube or whatever and I'm going to watch it, but they say like her YouTube shows a different side of her. But I think most of like what they put out there is for show as far as the
Uh,
persona that they have.
uh.
I don't think that they really act like that with each other 24/7.
But like this, as a man, would you marry her? Hell no.
Hell no.
You can see what's coming. Mm-mm. Hell no.
Exactly.
But
I
I
mean,
would
the writing's on
say
the wall there.
this. It's like when people say broke, like everybody has their definition of broke. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on what somebody think that is. But if when it goes back to mindset of a man before, if you get with a man and he is showing you, all the potential like action base that he wants to be better and this is what he's trying to do, then it's worth it. But it's just like if if he is content with where he is and he doesn't want to do anything else, then you have to really decide, okay, is this the life that I want to live? And if it's not, then you need to exit the relationship.
But
If you're cool with it, then hey, stay. But everybody ain't meant to be rich.
the problem I see
Ooh.
most times, people don't have a realistic view on life. And that's something that we should really look at and dissect. Like everybody's not going to be rich. Most people aren't going to be wealthy, but you can be comfortable. And it sounds like what's broke? That kind of goes back to that. Is he comfortable? Is he able to save money? Like what? Like it's a lot
Right.
got to ask. So I guess we're in
Right.
the realm. And another thing is, I hate when women try to define men, but men never define women the same way. But because they're men, of course. But what
Right.
is he okay? Like Is he able to save $1,500 a month? He broke. I mean, that's actually a pretty good amount of savings, and he
Yeah,
was
that's good.
long term. Like, and
But you got to compare his savings to her savings. Like she's saving like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8,000 a month on a bad month. On a good month, she's putting away, like 10. Like
well,
she
look,
got, Gucci'd out.
don't save money like that.
Yeah, but that's part of the question here, and I think that is why I'm saying that a man without money can't keep a woman happy in a relationship because a certain aspect of it, and this is kind of Lauren, why I let you, or not let, why I hope that the conversation was going to go in the way that it went
Yes.
was because I wanted to
Set you
get
up.
back to the whole point of um, callback to what we were saying earlier. The reason that the liberalism doesn't work is because no one wants that equality principle. Men
Right.
always want to feel like they're the man. Like a man, your whole purpose is for you to accomplish something. No man on his deathbed is sitting back and being like, "Oh man, you know how many of these women took care of me, dog? I was doing so well with these women." No, like every man wants to say, I created a business. I made a family. I had all these other things that I did. Like that's
Unless
part
he a
of
pimp.
what you. I mean, even if he's a pimp, he would say I built a business off the backs of these bitches, which would be terrible. But you know how pimps work. Don't even come for me.
Mhm.
Um, but men want to say they accomplished something. So part of that accomplishing is that you have to have the money, the things that are coming together. You got to be doing stuff in the mix. But then that's also why when you see some of these people who are unequally yoked, and they're like, oh well, I just thought he was gonna what? It's like, why would a man who has all these things together want to be with you when he doesn't have to be? And that's kind of the problem is a lot of women think that, oh well, if a guy doesn't date within his age range, he's whatever. And it's like, no, a guy may have been, in a pretty bad situation, and then he got out of it over time, and now he's willing and he's able to date and kind of have the things that he needs to have. So if he's 30 dating 25-year-olds, you can be mad at all you want, but he's finally able to provide, and he wants to seek out a woman that may end up becoming his wife or baby mama or just relate life partner, depending on what these two have in their values. Marriage ain't for everybody, and a lot of y'all don't need to be married because y'all ain't marriage material. But that goes to men and women because I mean, dog, if you're not willing to put the pimp game down, I mean, just tell her that you want two girlfriends, and if she say ball, then she does, and if she doesn't, then find another one. If you ask 10 women who you've seriously dated, at least one of them will consider the idea. Um,
Right.
and then you go from there. But a lot of people, they don't want to do that part because it's easier, and it's on the man side and the women's side because you get the guys who are being the players, and you get the women who are like, I can't find a good man. I've been doing this for so long, and it's like, okay, well, what did you do the last like 8 years of your life? Well, I really like going to the clubs, and it's like, Shawty, you can't go to the club for fucking 8 years and think that you're gonna magically find a guy afterwards. I mean, try your local church, but there's normally one guy who's screwing all those women, and the guys who are there who are part of it, half of them are gay, and the other half are just there's a reason why they're not in a relationship with someone. So I mean, you kind of wasted some of your best years screwing around, and I mean, I'm sure it felt like fun, but now you're getting to the other part, which is accountability. Saying, yes, I spent some of my really great golden years on doing stuff that I shouldn't have done, and now I have to pay the piper for it. And that's the hard part that women and men, or should I
And that
say,
black women,
uncompetitive
they
women.
30, 40 years to that be take care of themselves.
Wow, I
They
didn't
on that
go that
bullshit.
far.
I'm just telling you, bro. Some of these 40-year-old women be bad.
No, 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 no. Some of these 40-year-old women do be bad. But the problem is you run into the opposite, which is the women who are hyper settle down now. They're like, look, I need you to tell me within the first month if you think we could get married. And then month 6, we're getting married. And between months 2 to month 6, I need you shooting up my club every chance you get because I want a baby. And it's like, I understand what you want, but
But that's
I'm
kind of
not
like a
going.
turn off.
Not really.
Exactly.
Depend
No,
on
no,
the
no.
man.
Well, yeah, if you're a low value man, it's not a turn off because you're thinking you can trap her. But if you're a high value man, why would you want that? Like you could be like,
I
Shawty,
mean,
nah,
honestly, why would I do this with a 20-year-old?
exactly. But that's exactly what we're talking about. That is a big turn off for a high value man. For a low value man, that is just a Tuesday. Like, oh my God, I get to shoot up the club and this one woman, and she's not asking me questions about anyone else because, again, she's so hyper focused on relationship, she never asked for
Right.
exclusivity. She just
Right.
asked to date. And then she getting mad at him, being like, hey, I need at least 3 entanglements if we gonna get married. And she's like, I can do 2. And it's like, I really got to settle on the 3. So now the roles are reversed, even though she's the one bringing everything to the table, and he's just bringing dick.
Right. I don't feel like any dick is worth it, no matter how good it is. That's just my opinion.
You
You
just
gotta value yourself first.
you just
I
say
mean, you say that, but a lot of people don't want to be 40 and without kids. So we just
I
got to call a
mean,
spade a spade.
but like, who cares how old you are and how old you are when you have your first kid? You know?
it matters.
No, 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 no. I'm saying they don't want to be 40 and without kids. It's very great, Lauren, that you can see rationally that
You
kids
don't
don't
have
matter as
to.
much as me being in a healthy, happy relationship. But for a
Right.
lot of people, it's the same way that for a lot of men, they will never feel complete if they don't have a son. It's something that they just want to have. And if they got to have a son with a girl on the side, they'll keep screwing around until they get a son because they feel a son is the gold standard of success. And that's kind of the
Interesting.
problem. But again, all of this came about because we're moving towards liberalism. The more that we get away from you should want to have a happy, healthy family. Although, let's be honest, our grandparents were cheating on each other, and there was one girl called Susie Q because she screwed a lot. She screwed the whole town. There was always a girl like that. But we used to have a singular drive as a community, and it used to be based around family, and it used to be based around the fact that you marry, you guys are going to have some problems, but you guys stick through it and whatever. And now, just due to liberalism and how things have evolved, we have changed to where now it's like, oh, everyone can be happy. It doesn't matter if you're unhealthy. You just need to be happy. And it's like, y'all are going to be in for a huge reckoning in like 20, 30 years because the problem is that the way we have our society set up, we don't have caregivers anymore. Like we have nurses, we have some people who are out there, but I mean like actual caregivers that no one's going to take care of your old ass like your family. And if you
Right.
never had a family, you can't just be dependent on your sister, cousins, aunts, because I hate to tell y'all this, if they aren't someone who either birthed you or was birthed by you, they're not going to love you the same. And that just is what it is. I love my family members, but nigga, I only have one mother. So that's going to be the person who's going to get the bulk of the love. Cousins, aunties, aunts, all that stuff. I love you to death. Wouldn't change anything in the world, but I'm taking care of my mama because she birthed me.
Right.
You're a secondary priority, if at all, because kids fall in there, relationships, job promotions, moving across the country, podcast pops off, we meet Joe Rogan. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that are all over the spectrum.
Although
So we, huh?
we've met a lot of good people though.
No,
It's
no, no. I don't. I've loved every single guest that we've had, from Coy Malone last week to Lauren this week to Ishmael
Hey.
Brown to a lot of the early people that we had on to all of our fans. Definitely appreciate it. Thinking of you, Socrates, on Twitter, as well as of course DJ All Might, and of course, gosh, Veganish, Kira. I mean, we've got so many. Red, can't not think about you in the Lounge Boys. We have a lot of people. So the thing here that is hard is that no one wants to have a realistic look at it, which is you are going to die. And I'm not trying to be negative or whatever. Like at some point in time, you are going to die. So every person, I hope they do this in their 20s, but if you didn't do this in your 20s, do it right now. Just think about your life right now. Think about if this is the life that you'd want on your tombstone. And if the answer is no, which for most of us the answer isn't, then work towards getting in your life to the point where it is that kind of life. So start your life over again from this point forward. Do the things that matter to getting you towards a life that is worth being on a tombstone. Because unfortunately, ain't
obituary.
none of us promised. Yeah, ain't none of us promised anything good on an obituary, so you got to make that. Otherwise, you're just gonna be another person at 7 years old thinking about how they spent most of their youth and their man or womanhood having fun, but they really didn't have anything worthwhile. And now they're getting older and they can't do everything the way they used to be able to do it. Now they're trying to travel across the world because they spent most of their time where they could have done that stuff screwing around and digging off, and now they don't have as much money, so they got to wait months. Like I never want to be that old person where I got to think about whether I can buy some or not. Nah, I want to think about which thing I want to buy because I have so much abundance it's like, Dad, you really gonna buy another Cadillac? Sorry, which one of us runs my bank? Oh, it's me. It's me. I'm the one who runs the bank account. Guess what? Dad's getting 2 Cadillacs, and if you ask me again, I'll buy a third one. That's the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to be this whole penny pinching, doing coupons, all the other stuff. Nah, I'm trying to get to abundance. But I'm also willing to work the kind of job and the kind of lifestyle that you have to have. And I'm someone who's been blessed enough to find people, as far as, potential girlfriends or current girlfriends that have the mindset of helping me get there. Because I
Gotcha.
hate to tell men this, you have to have a woman who's on the same page as you. Like
Right.
you can't get all the way there alone. You can get 75%, maybe 80, but you're not gonna get that extra 20 without someone who can help support you. Because it ain't nothing like a woman who, you working on a big project, you got things going down at work, and you get a plate of food delivered to you, and like, hey baby, do you need me to rub your back? Do you need me to help you with your feet? I mean, do you need a quick little, little something so we can keep you motivated in this thing? Like that's the kind of a person that you should want. But part of that is also you have to be willing to deliver on that. And a lot of guys, they love the getting that part, but they don't want to be like, hey, baby, I noticed you're not feeling so good today. What can I do? Do we need to take off? I'll take off work right now, just to give you a mental health day, a spa day. Like, what do you need? Like, I see that you're not moving the way that you normally do. You're smiling and whatever. And that's another facet of it. Like, you got to really know your partner. And it sounds like, Lauren, from talking to you, you know your man and your man knows you. And that is
Mhm.
definitely incredible, and it's good to hear because that is love, and that's what we need more. We need more people who know their partner is like, hey, I mean, look, if I tell my dude that we going out to Red Lobster, I'm getting him Red Lobster. But if he says, hey, I want to go get some sushi, he's gonna pay for sushi. Like that is something that's nice. But you're building into the conservatism that we were talking. So I'm glad to hear that you're on the same team. That's where I like to end this one today.
These liberal,
he got he got that really messed up. But okay.
that's Jamaican women though. Like especially if you talk about a Jamaican male, they're very conservative, even though they don't say it out loud. They're very conservative.
Mhm.
Like most men, especially men from the South. Like one thing that I see a lot is niggas, a lot of niggas want women to take care of them, and I get it, bro, but I don't get it. Like you'll never have power.
Correct.
I told people they were like, "What's the most important thing in a relationship?" And I always ask that. What's the most important thing? I'm asking y'all.
Um, Stability. I would
Okay,
say
Right.
stability.
it starts
Right.
with L. It starts with the L.
Oh, love.
Leverage, my nigga.
Oh,
Leverage.
I was like,
I
I
knew
know
that's
it's
where you're
not
going.
love.
He
Leverage, and
said
I
not
like
love. He said leverage.
if a woman feel like she got leverage over you, some of the worst things that can happen to you, because that's just how women are. They see your weakness and they gonna eat it. They gonna eat it alive.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't rock with like a man needing a woman to take care of them. I just kind of think that that's not the way that it's supposed to go.
From the little bit I know about you, you had your father in your life, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's different. You know what I mean? Some people don't have their dads, so they don't know what a man
And
is.
it shows.
Yeah, but it's like when you get a taste of it, like a real man, it's like you would never go back to like whatever,
You
these people are.
I mean, that's true, but a lot of women don't know what a real man is. And as with most things, if they meet a real man who handles his business and is on this stuff, that's scary because they're used to the things that they're used to. If,
Right.
you meet an asshole one day, it's like, all right, I met an asshole, but you're going with your life. But if all you've ever done your whole life is meet assholes, when you finally meet someone who's genuinely interested, you can be like, what the fuck is this? This is not how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to lie to me. And it's like, I mean, I was just trying to ask you about your day, but you know what? Peace, love, and all that stuff. I'm gonna just keep walking on past because you are damaged, and I'm not here
Right.
to fix people.
Right. I think before people really get into relationships, they really should, I mean, I'm pro counseling, but you got to
Oh yeah,
fix yourself first, You have to fix
oh yeah.
yourself first. You
said
can't men or women, you can't go into a relationship broken.
a relationship or just in general, like
I think you need both. I think you need counseling for just who you are to like fix some of the things that you have. Like for me, control issues. Obviously, I like controlling conversations, but you have to actually talk to someone about that, and also like let go. Like that's one of the things I've been doing in my new relationship is letting go of some of the things where it's like, all right, I normally would do this, but I'm going to try something different and whatever.
Right.
And a lot of it has been really helpful. I've been finding out new music. I've been trying out new things that I wouldn't have normally liked. And I've been embracing aspects of my own culture as well as aspects of her culture that are very different because I'm not trying to control things. I'm trying to just sit back and experience the moments and not say, hey, oh, I need this to go this way. Like sometimes that means not getting my way, but sometimes not getting my way leads to a more interesting, nuanced version of things going than if I just said, well, we're going to do this the way that Riker said, because Riker's big king daddy and he gets to decide how, like, just letting go of that aspect. I mean, not saying like you should get disrespected. Like, let's calm down. We don't do that around here. But just letting go of the control aspect and just letting things more so say, hey, oh, you want to do this? Well, you know, I think skinny dipping at midnight is a bad idea, but you know, shit, let's give it one shot. Let's see how it goes.
Well, I will say this. This was very entertaining. I even though it was kind of last minute. I just kind of feel like everything is coming into place as far as like the way that everything is going for me. So it's like follow me, follow my journey so you guys can kind of see like where I started and where I'm going and where I'm going to keep going. So you can follow me on Instagram, vivid.rose, or you can follow my YouTube at I am L Rose. And hey, this was very entertaining.
Well, Lauren, it was wonderful having a conversation with you. We hope that we can have you on again. We will definitely
Definitely.
follow you. And of course, people should follow us at Everyday Black Men on Instagram, Everyday Black Men Facebook page, and of course, Twitter at EVYD Black Men. But Vivid Rose, we look forward
How about
to
last question?
talking more about Forex. And go ahead.
I got one question. Hey, you ever thought about writing a book? That's what I was telling you. Because I mean, I know your journey from just standing back a little bit, what I do know about you, and I always wonder, like, do you want to write a book?
I might. It just depends.
You should.
I got to get to that point where I want everything out, you know. And
Oh,
Yeah, true.
once I feel comfortable with that, then I will, you know.
it's not about it's not about what happened along the journey. As long as you got to your destination, and if
Right.
you're not there, that's fine. But from the little bit I know about you, I I your journey is one of, like, I think it'll be an interesting story because, like,
Yeah, I think so.
anybody who comes on here, I'll be like, man, because people have these vivid, like, stories. It's like, yo, you should write a book, and that's what
Mhm.
we don't do as a people a lot. Or we should document our history, and it's gonna be written in a
Exactly.
yeah, and it's not that hard to do it.
Right.
64 is out there everywhere for the book makers.
So you make sure that you let us get that early publisher one, and we will tell and jazz the fans and the viewers and everyone up for it. And then you'll release it, and we'll make sure that they use your promo code so that they can hopefully get the Everyday Black Man 0% off because nigga pay for your people.
Well, we do offer a 1% discount.
Because you want to be part of the 1%. That's why you're offering a 1%.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, Lauren. Thanks again, everybody, for listening, and we will see y'all on the next episode.
All right.